I'll never forget the sound of Lisa Harper's screams echoing from deep within my barn, her fists pounding against the sturdy oak doors in a medieval plea for liberty. The muffled screams intermingled with the guttural snorts of Titan and Blaze, my two prized bulls making a spine-tingling symphony that I admit sent a thrill of contentment through me, standing in my front yard holding a steaming mug of dark roast coffee. I observed Sheriff Daniel's cruiser crunched up the gravel driveway, its red and blue lights flashing across the ducistest grass like some perverted celebration. I sipped very slowly, relishing the bitter heat in the moment hard edge. Lisa had crossed a boundary, literally trespassing on my property, figuratively spitting on my family's heritage. Now sealed in that barn, she was discovering what it was like to enter the Triple Oak Ranch. The Triple Oak had been in my family for 4 generations. My great-grandfather dug this 200-acre kingdom from clay, and it's been passed down through the Carter line since then. When my father passed away 3 years ago, I received not only the property, but his addiction to breeding champion bulls, Titan and Blaze. My Black Angus Titans cost more than most people. Holmes won 200 pounds of muscle and horn doxal under expert care. But lethal if provoked, we have blue ribbons from state fairs from 3 states, and I run this place like a fortress. Strict protocols, clear handling procedures, and no trespassing signs posted every 50 feet. You don't mess with my bulls, my land, or my family's name. Trouble started 2 years back when the Greenhaven subdivision sprouted up along my eastern fence line. Overnight, my century-old ranch was hemmed in by cookie-cutter houses filled with city folks who wouldn't know a here from a hay bale. Leading the charge was Lisa Harper, president of the Greenhaven Homeowners Association, a woman with a vendetta as sharp as her manicured nails. She called my ranch an eyesore at a town meeting, her voice dripping with disdain, and made it her mission to tame what she couldn't understand. First came complaints about the faint barnyard scent when the wind shifted. Then she targeted my roars as Dawn, crowing her latest obsession weekly reports to animal control, accusing me of neglecting my animals, an insult that seared deep. Considering the careful attention I give each animal on this ranch last Tuesday, a certified letter from her HOA arrived in my mailbox, threatening lawsuit for unsanitary conditions. It was ridiculous. My ranch scores every inspection with flying colors. The county AG board even uses it as a model operation. But Lisa's crusade wasn't merely inconvenient. It was damaging my reputation. My attorney assured me her allegations were baseless, but made me record everything, so I'd enhanced my security last month, wiring motion-sensitive cameras around the barns and pens. Yesterday morning my phone vibrated with an alert. As I scrambled eggs in the kitchen, the app indicated movement near the south barn where Titan and Blaze reside. I thought it was a ranch hand getting an early start, but when I pulled up the feed, my jaw clenched. There was Lisa Harper, wore sparkling khakis and a polo shirt as if she'd looked up farmer chic creeping along the wall of the barn, phone in hand. Videoing my coffee cup came close to dropping to the ground. She tried the barn door, discovered it open. We don't close them during working hours, and sneaked in. The gall was overwhelming. She was trespassing, bothering my bulls for the sake of her revenge with falsified proof. I picked up my boots and coat, prepared to storm out, but something stayed me on the porch. The security feed revealed her moving further into the barn, heading toward the gate to the bullpens. Any rancher would be wiser than to enter an unknown bull's territory without caution. Sign shouted, "Danger, bull enclosure, authorized personnel only." But Lisa, oblivious, pushed through the gate phone extended like a talisman on the feed. Titan raised his huge head from the trough, his dark eyes fixing on her BLA-1, always the hotter-tiered, pawed the ground. In warning novice might miss Lisa, Clueless continued filming, likely fantasizing about going viral footage to damn my ranch. She didn't notice the peril she'd vaulted into, but I did. I had a decision charge in risking spooking the bulls into a frenzy or play this smarter. I chose the latter, moving quickly but calmly. I reached the barn's main entrance. Through the feed, I heard Lisa's voice, smug and sanctimonious. "As you can observe, these poor animals are housed in small stalls." I almost laughed. The bullpen takes up 3,000 square feet, luxury by animal requirements, but amusement was dissipated as I approached the control panel. Our modern barn containment system allows me to lock gates and doors. remotely for secure handling, rather than facing her. I punched the code to lock the interior gates and close the main doors. A loud thud resounded as the mechanism locked. Lisa's narration ceased, off replaced by her footsteps hurrying to the doors. "Hello, is anybody there?" The door jammed. Her demeanor changed from bemusement to fright. I did not respond instead. I called Sheriff Tom Daniels, a 15-year-old veteran and old family acquaintance. "Good morning, Tom," I spoke, maintaining a steady voice. "It's Matt Carter of Triple Oak. Got myself an intruder in my barn. I've got video evidence, and they are nowhere close to invited." I set out the facts, highlighting Lisa's intrusion and my footage. Tom had said he'd be there in 20 minutes within the barn. Lisa's screams became frantic. "Let me out, this is kidnapping, I know you're doing it, Carter." Her fists pounded on the doors designed to keep 1,000 lb animals at bay. They wouldn't move. The bulls snorted, irritated at her commotion. But the feed indicated them holding back wary, but not making a charge under usual conditions. I'd never allow anyone within reach of skittish bulls, but Lisa had done this to herself. I went to the intercom on the ranch and pressed the south barn button. "Mrs. Harper, this is Matt Carter. You're trespassing on my property. The sheriff's coming, stay quiet, and still, the bulls won't hurt you unless you provoke them." Silence, then her voice trembling but stubborn. "You can't do this. I'm HOA president. I was investigating animal cruelty. You're menacing me with these beasts." I laughed. "Those beasts are champion bulls, worth more than your house. They're defending their space, which you broke into. If you'd asked for a tour, you'd have gotten safety rules instead of a lesson." I cut the intercom as Tom's cruiser rolled up. Tom stepped out, his face professional, but his eyes glinting with amusement. I showed him the footage, Lisa sneaking in. Ignoring signs entering the bullpen, his brows shot up. "She's still in there." I nodded, assuring him the bulls were secured and the system held her in safety just barely. We decided it was time to remove her at the barn. I opened the main doors but left the inner gates locked. The view inside was nearly hilarious. Lisa, the HOA dictator, huddled on a hay bale, her designer clothing covered in dirt, her immaculate hair disheveled tighten, and Blaze stood and watched her from beyond the pen, their calm, almost taunting sheriff. Thank God, Lisa jumped up, voice high. "This guy held me hostage with these animals. Arrest him for attempted murder." Tom's face remained cold as stone, although I did catch a flicker at his mouth. "Ma'am, why were you in Mr. Carter's barn?" "Uninvited," he demanded, leading her out. Lisa bristled, brushing off her clothes. "I was pursuing allegations of animal abuse, being a community leader. It's my responsibility." Tom turned to me. "Matt, can I take her down footage?" I turned over my phone as Lisa saw herself trespassing. Her face crumpled. Tom's voice hardened. "This is clear trespassing, entering a restricted area and putting livestock worth over $100,000 each in harm's way. Interfering with AG operations carry heavy penalties." Here Lisa stuttered. I was acting in the public interest, but her excuse rang hollow. Tom pulled out his citation book. "I'm citing you for criminal trespass, unauthorized entry, and reckless endangerment. You're fortunate Matt secured the barn, or we'd be calling an ambulance." Lisa's face burned with anger. "This is ridiculous. I'm a taxpayer. I'll take your badge and you." She pointed a shaking finger at me. "The HOA will bury your filthy farm." Tom laughed outright. "Mrs. Harper, Matt's ranch is beyond your HOA's jurisdiction by 2 miles. It's covered by AG heritage laws dating back before your neighborhood." He handed her the citation. "Sign this, and go before Matt presses additional charges." Lisa scrolled her signature, her hand shaking, and stormed to her crookedly parked car by my gate. "This isn't over, Carter," she screamed before peeling out gravel, spraying. Tom pocketed his book. "She's trouble," he said. I nodded, but "I've got lawyer on it. This is enough for restraining order and a cease and desist against her and the HOA." Tom doffed his hat. Smart document, everything people like her only learn the hard way. He looked at the barn. "How is Titan and Blay doing?" I smiled. "They're all right. It takes more than one HOA president to freeze them by the end of the day." My attorney wrote Candy's letters to Lisa in the HOA with tape and a threat of prompt legal action for further intrusion. 2 days afterward, the HOA mailed a groveling apology, Disavowing Lisa's unauthorized stunt, a week went by without one complaint of quietude, louder than any triumph then driving by Greenhaven. I caught a for sale sign on Lisa's spotless lawn, her flagpole still defying her own HOA rules. I added new signs to my gates, warning bulls bite trespassers cry, each preceded by a discreet camera word of Lisa's 30-inute barn ordeal, spread like wildfire, turning her into a small-town cautionary tale. As I drank my coffee the next morning, the triple oak felt invincible, its legacy fierce and unbroken. Lisa Harper had risked playing with my bulls and lost.